Hey guys, welcome to another Warhammer Wednesday, and we got something pretty big to show you guys. Got this huge bag. It's pretty cool, but it's not the bag, but what's in the bag. All right, let's get over to the table, pop it open, and take a look at what's inside. Okay, man, here we are with the big bag, the Army Transport bag, motor pool size. This is from my buddy Cabby. Now, before I open this up, I'm going to let you guys know, if you're easily offended or if you have high moral standards, you might want to click off this video right now. If you're interested in seeing what a recast model looks like in Warhammer 40k after it's been painted and finished, then stick around. It's going to be pretty interesting. Alright. So let me zip this bad boy. See what old Cabby sent us. Bunch of parts. Pretty heavy piece of resin. We'll open this up in a second. I'll give you guys a quick glimpse, and then we'll move on to the Spinaroonie. Oh, the suspense is killing me. More foam. What is that? What is that? Is that a Warhound Titan? Yeah, buddy. Alright, sit tight, guys. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here he is. This is the Imperial Warhound Titan, the recast. Painted up, or built and painted up by my buddy Cabby. And you can actually see in my video list some of the build process that he went through with this. Just checking the Cabby's Corners category or playlist. But it's pretty big. It's a pretty big kit. It barely fits in my camera. As you can see, the way I've got it set up, I've got the camera pretty far away. It doesn't even fit on my display any little bit over here. You can see the mic and the rest of my table and stuff. But we got them in there. This is a huge model with a ton of pieces. It's not as big as I thought it would be. But it's for Warhammer 40k. This is pretty huge. I have it on the Spinaroonie, so it's a little bit lifted up, so you can see, and I'll get it going a little bit. But there's a lot of little details on each of these parts, and this is a very multi-part kit for a big resin model. And he has 2 sets of weapons. So you've got the plasma blast cannon, or the macro plasma, whatever that's called. I'm not 100% sure. And then you've got the mega bolter, the huge bolter cannon, and a lot of it's magnetized. You know, so you can do some spinning here. Not a lot, but you know. And a lot of the parts he has separated. I mean, non-glued, so you can take it apart. And he can store it. As you saw, I added in that storage bag. It's a pretty cool model. definitely something you don't see often on the battlefield, you know, and I mean, I'm sure it's intimidating. Not as big as a Warhound or a Reaver, but still, you know what I mean? This has some table presence. And he put it on this really nice platform base from, I think he bought this at Michael's. It's basically like you know, one of those wood plaques you put on the wall and put some stuff on, and then basically found that it fit the model's footprint, because that's, you know, these can be posed in a lot of kind of, you know, like with the feet really far back or really far forward, you know, with one leg lifted, however you really want. But the way he glued the legs and pinned them, this is the base that fit most of all. And you can see on here, hang on, I'll zoom in. As you can see on here, he's got part of a ruined rhino that we had gotten way back when we were in the gaming club. We had gotten a couple of sprues of a rhino from Games Workshop, the Battle Bunker, and we decided to use it as a piece of scenery. And originally this was painted blue. It was a crashed Ultramarines tank that we had made, but you know, the piece of scenery that it was on was foam core, and it was just old and warped and dated, so we decided we might as well go on ahead and put this on the base for his Titan. That there is an Imperial Knight shoulder pad. You can see it's all shoulder armor. And we've got some old Games Workshop palm trees, the original palm trees, and some Chaos bits that I had given him from some of the spare stuff from my Chaos. Like that's a lid from a cover from a Chaos tank. And these, I want to say these are from Tamiya. They are the Tamiya sandbags. I mean, they're 1/35th scale, but they still fit pretty well in this whole thing. And that there is I'll show pictures of these later, but that there's a Land Raider door with Chaos icon on it. All right, here is with the two other weapons. And again, they're magnetized so that they can rotate. And there's a flame cannon. They're not tilted downward, but I mean, I guess, you know, you work with what you can, and that's how he wound up setting it. But yeah, I would have probably pointed them downward a bit just to kind of, you know. But I guess this is one of those anti-Titan Titans, you know. All right, give me a second. We're going to take a look at the interior. All right, here's the top of the head. Pardon while I try to get this little cover off. So it's just basic. It's got the openings there. Some basic paneling in there with some wiring. Real basic. And the number 3. And there's the crew. You can see there's the Princep, or the pilot, and then the weapon. Other systems, like probably the legs or whatever, I don't know. I'm not sure what the rest of those guys do. And there are there's some servitors that handle the firing of the weapons, so I'll show you guys that in a second. Alright, because of the angle that I got to use this camera at, I got to take this piece off separately, and I got to use the camera freehand. So I apologize for the shaky camera, but here you go. Matter of fact, these little pieces here are actually cover pieces that should go with the armor. They should stay with the upper piece armor, but he didn't glue them for some reason, but that's fine. But you can see there, it's operating the machinery in there. Let me see if I can spin this a little bit. There's a crazy amount of detail in there. And there's a servitor, one of the servitors, handling the firing of this weapon here. And there's the second one. Again, I'll get some more pictures of it. Oh, these are the void shield generators. He's got them magnetized so you can take them off whenever one is destroyed. So here it is next to my Death Guard Imperial Knight, and you can see it's a knight is probably about half the size. I mean, granted, this is on a base, and his base is about an inch tall. So there's that. But I mean, really, it's. And if I lift this guy up a little teeny bit, it's not much. You see what I'm saying? So this thing is gigantic. We'll get him next to some other models so you guys can see the difference. Here he is with some standard and original Space Marines back there. Those are the standard plug-and-play Space Marines. Here's a Primaris Space Marine Lieutenant and a Primaris Space Marine Aggressor. So you can see this model towers over these little guys. And honestly, I mean, this is the smallest of the Titans. So that just gives you an idea of how big the universe is in 40K. And these Titans are minuscule next to their starships. So there you go. Okay, so there it is, man. That is the Warhammer 40K Imperial Warlord Titan, or Warhound Titan. Within in my opinion, the long range shooting capabilities with the plasma and the lasers. This is a recast, so there's no, I mean, but you know that from the title and you know that from the introduction. There's no surprise or no secrets. Is this model worth getting, like, to add to your army? I mean, obviously financially that's a choice you have to make, right? I think it's worth it for display. Honestly, these models probably won't see a lot of combat or a lot of table time just because, you know, the imbalance of the models in the game. Now, against me, they will, because I have Titans as well, and, you know, Cabby and I basically agreed that if we were to get any, then, you know, we would get equal amounts so that we could have an epic apocalypse game. Yeah, so is it worth it? Sure. I mean, you know, it's up to you, right, financially. But like I said, Cabby and I agreed on getting these because we were going to have an epic apocalypse game, or an apocalypse-sized game, you know. Now, recast versus original, that, you know, that's your choice. That's your call, honestly. Cabby and I chose to go with a recast simply because we know that these models will not get a lot of table time at all outside of our apocalypse games if we play many, you know what I'm saying? So these are pretty much table toppers, display pieces, show pieces, you know, things like that. And they're very expensive. Even as a recast, it's expensive. It's not cheap, you know, much cheaper than the original. Not too much cheaper, but it is cheaper. And as far as I know, quality-wise of the kit, once you're done painting it, it doesn't look much different. I've watched a lot of videos, and I've seen actually in person a lot of models of this Titan, and the quality of the resin, you know, that's neither here nor there, because in the end, this is what you're looking at, and you're looking pretty much at the same thing. The cast is almost identical. With the warped edges and stuff you have to repair and things like that. So it's up to you what you decide to do. You know, but like I said, if you're just doing a display piece, a show piece, or something that you may use as a scenario game every once in a while, I would go with a cheaper one. I would go with a recast. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? But if you're gonna, you know, if you know you're gonna be going to tournaments, which by the way they don't let you use these at the tournaments, but if you know you're going to like a Games Workshop sanctioned events and you're going to be having this on, you know, for your army or whatever, then you might as well get the original. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against them at all. You know what I mean? I just don't agree with the prices, especially after all this time. These models have been around for a really long time, and they have not gone down in price or haven't balanced out at all. you know, and that's just my opinion, you know. I mean, there's obviously people who don't agree, and that's fine. You have the right to your opinion, you know, but it is what it is. But like I said, I like it, you know, and as it is for me, the cost is justifiable simply because of its use in game, you know, things like that. But that's me, you know. But anyway, there you guys go. That is the finished recast Warhound Titan, man. It's been a long time, but you know, finally got the he got to finish it, and I finally got the chance to get it in my hands and do a video about it. I'm going to put some pictures in after this so you guys can see a little bit more close-up shots of it and stuff like that. But, you know, as always, like, subscribe, share. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.